What's up, guys? It's Shaun here, and today I'm bringing you guys my sky color replacement tutorial. I believe it's the easiest way you can do it. There's a million ways to do everything in After Effects, it seems like, but either way, I'm going to try and break this down to you guys in a pretty simple way. This is not a hard tutorial or effect by any means, but it can be tricky with some variables sometimes, so I'm going to show you guys how to work around those if they do come up. Basically, this is the effect. It's a really short example from one of my latest videos. So basically, we don't have to make the screen flash like that. I just did that's what I did in the effect. But I'm just going to show you guys how to just take the sky and make it a different color, no matter if you want it to flash or not. So basically what we do is, I'm going to use this clip today for you guys. And I'm not even going to use that much. I'm going to use like 2 seconds of it. Basically, take your video file, no effects or anything, duplicate it, Command or Control D, and then CC threshold. Apply that to your first layer, and then you want the sky to be white, and you want to try and get everything else as black as possible. You want to be like a direct contrast between the two. So sometimes it takes a little bit of fussing, and it's not always gonna be perfect. Like you see this little white spot, like sometimes you have to mask around it, but most of the time it'll work out if you have a pretty decent sky. So yeah, I recommend doing this effect on like overcast skies or just really blue skies that aren't reflecting too much of the blue back onto your subject. But basically, you just want to make sure your sky isn't like the majority of the rest of the colors in the film. You want there to be that contrast, otherwise won't be able to pick out what the sky is versus. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but basically you just take the white and then here go to Luma inverted matte on this bottom layer, and then make sure your transparency is on, otherwise it'll be just black. But then to add the color, add a new solid, and if you have a color in mind already that you want to use, I would recommend just selecting the color here right now in the color panel. Otherwise, you can add whatever color you want, and then you can change it later. So bring your solid to the very bottom here, and then you see how we have these lines here, and it's does not look the best right there. So how we fix that up is CC vector blur, and you can either play around with these values, turn them up or down depending on what look you're going for. Sometimes you can get cool like outline silhouette look like that, or if you want to just completely make them invisible, play around with the vector blur. And you can also play around with the threshold too, just to get it perfect. Not every shot obviously is different, so you're just gonna have to play around with it. And say that this little spot here is really bothering you, what you can do is duplicate your second layer here, put it on top, turn it off, and then push G, and then just mask around it. Then turn it back on, and then boom, it's back to normal. But you might have to keyframe it if it's moving around. But for this shot, see, if I was actually doing it, I'd have to keyframe this to obviously sync with that little spot, whatever is causing that to get filled. But if you want to change the color, go to your solid, go to hue saturation, and then you can change the hue or the color directly by just using the hue wheel. And if you want to animate it like I did, pretty easy, you just go to channel range, drag it all the way to the end, drag this around a few times, and then boom, you have it flashing like so. But you can also adjust the saturation, the lightness, there's all sorts of variables. But so that's basically it, guys. It's pretty straightforward and easy. Just apply your solid and change the colors accordingly. And if you have trouble with like an outline being too vivid, or you're getting too much leak of other colors or whatever, just play around with the vector blur and the CC threshold, these two effects here. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Pretty straightforward and easy. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Leave a like if it was helpful, and peace out.